saving this my first special location, bro. How's it going, guys? It's the Peruvian trucker back with another video showing up the hair. I'm off today, guys. It is May 12th. It's a Thursday. We're down in Jacksonville, Florida. This is my first time in Florida since I got picked up back in March for TnT. Right now I'm on my 7th week of TnT. Closing in on 20,000 miles. We picked up a load a couple days ago, a day and a half ago, from Milwaukee going to Cocoa Beach, Florida. But it doesn't deliver until tomorrow at night. And my trainer, Truck Money BG, is based in Jacksonville. So since we have over a day off basically until this load gets delivered, we just parked at a truck stop. He went home, and I'm enjoying truck bliss, let's call it. I'm sleeping in the bottom bunk without the truck moving, which is great. And yeah, let me just put this back on the stand. Yes. Yeah, and it's been fun. It's been a nice break. I've been taking a lot of night shifts in the last couple of days, weeks almost. Always driving from. Get the light right. I've been driving mostly from 8 o'clock at night to 8 in the morning, or midnight to 9:30, 10 in the morning, things like that. So it's definitely nice to catch a little break. Trying to get the light right. Sorry, guys. There we go. No. There we go. And yeah. So week 7, TnT. What are my expectations, or what is my experience so far? Like I've mentioned in multiple videos, I say multiple, like the 5 or 6 videos that I've made, I believe. My TnT experience has been great. I constantly I'm in awe, or want to say thanks to Prime for making the CDL experience so easy and accessible to me. Just loving driving, loving being on the road, exploring different parts of the country. In training, they tell you, when you go to PSD, they tell you that you're going to see the beautiful areas of the country are also the not so beautiful areas of the country. I've been to some places like New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, which weren't as glamorous, but I have no complaints. Like I've enjoyed every single place I've been to. It's just part of the whole experience. Like the experience as a whole has been very enjoyable to me. Of course, it's also in part because of the great trainer that I have. Brandon, his YouTube is Truck Money BG. I'll probably put it in the description like I've done in the past. He's a great trainer. Like, I mean, me personally, I like exploring. I'm the kind of guy that likes to go out and explore sometimes, but also I'm very comfortable spending 24 hours without getting out of the bunk. So in that sense, my trainer maybe doesn't like me, because he does like to explore while he's out there, and 95% of the time I'm right there with him. If you've seen my other videos, or like some of my stories on Instagram, if we were in Chicago, we'll go and explore. We were in Des Moines, Iowa, we went and explored there too. We got stuck in Barkeyville for 5 days waiting for the truck to get repaired, and I really didn't want to leave the bed. I wanted to just watch movies. And it really wasn't all, I mean, it was really a boring town, but I mean, I just didn't feel like doing stuff, and sometimes that happens. But again, overall, great experience. Like we're on par with the things that we like when it comes to exploring and being on the road. And I mean, he's been great with teaching me how to back. I'm really improvising this video, and most of my videos I really want to, like, eventually, maybe when I'm in my own truck, sit down and make a list and go point by point and break it down in the positives and maybe the, I mean, I really don't have any negatives, but if looking back when I'm on my own, I come up with some negatives, I really want to sit down and maybe do a top 10 positives and negatives, but break it down properly, because I improvise these videos every time that I get a couple of minutes or a couple of hours. It's not easy to be as specific as I would want to be. But yeah, again, positive experience. This load is going to put me over 20,000 miles on my 7th week. As I mentioned also in previous videos, when I was back on PSD and they told me that I had to do 30,000 miles, I made the numbers in my head. I was like, you know, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 600 miles for sure. So 600 miles on 5 days, it's gonna be 3,500, you know, so, sorry, 2,500, and I should be done in 6 weeks, you know. It's definitely not like that. Something that I think it's worth saying is that the first 2 weeks, it's not really a team truck, it's just you driving and your trainer. Well, I mean, at least from my experience, my trainer on the passenger seat, analyzing my driving skills, you know, because this goes both ways, for trainers and for trainees. As a trainer, I totally understand that they sit next to you. Like, I mean, some people probably get upset, some trainees probably get upset because they're like, oh, I can do this on my own, like I'm so good, etc. But I mean, if I were a trainer, I mean, it's my truck, my property, my responsibility. You know, my trainer is he's a lease operator, so he's paying me. As a business owner, it's a lot is on the line for him. So I understand that he sat with me for the first couple of days. You know, make sure that I know how to drive the truck, give me pointers. You know, watch the trailer when you're clearing stuff. You know, because at some point he's gonna be sleeping back there. You know, and he wants to be able to sleep. And the same thing for me as a trainee. You know, of course, I mean, when you're a trainee, your trainer has the backing of Prime. You know, Prime is letting him train. He has an X amount of experience, which for me as a trainer, as a trainee, gives me a little bit of confidence when it comes to sleeping in the back. But it's still tough. The first couple weeks, you know, getting used to, I mean, again, it's been 7 weeks and I'm talking about how I'm loving being able to sleep with no movement, because even now, like, it's tough. You know, if you sleep facing up, your guts are moving around and you feel like you need to use the bathroom or you get nauseous. If you're sleeping face down, you're holding your guts against the mattress, but your face is like bouncing against the pillow. So if you fall asleep and you wake up, you may feel a little sore. And there's a lot of stuff. It's tough. And when they ask me if I ever want to train, like when my trainer asks me if I'm thinking about becoming a trainer, maybe eventually, but I definitely enjoy sleeping when the truck's not moving. So I probably won't for a while, if ever. But yeah, so that's part of the experience. What else? Well, going back to that, so yeah, it takes a couple weeks to like again, when you're back there sleeping, you don't, I mean, the truck will move because there's a lot of, like, you know, bad roads, there's a lot of bad traffic, so the truck is swerving around, being all over the place. And back there, you really don't know what's happening. You feel the truck slowing down, and I mean, once you've build up that trust on your trainer or on whoever you're driving with, you don't think you're gonna crash, but really you never know, because you're back there. You just feel the movements and you hope for the best. And yeah, that can be tough for some people. Again, this is just me giving a gist of my 7 weeks. I was talking before about the time frame. 20,000 miles. And like I've also mentioned in multiple videos, I'm just enjoying the whole experience. We broke down for a week, so that definitely took away from my miles. But the trade-off, I mean, that experience is worth so much. Whenever well, hopefully it will never happen, but if I ever break down, I will have a better understanding on how to deal with it. What the economics that go into the repairs when you're a lease operator. If I ever choose to go that route, which, I mean, honestly, when it comes to the repairs, being a lease operator and being an owner operator, it's not really that much of a difference, because you still got to pay the repairs regardless of what kind of ownership you have. It's still your truck and you own it. But yeah, and definitely it's taking longer than expected, but I have no complaints. Like in my case, I prepared, I'd saved my money. At this point, I mean, I'm not upside down on expenses because I'm getting paid. But you know, like I've mentioned before, for some people, some people are getting into this thinking that they're gonna, you know, just get their CDL and get their truck and start going, and it's not like that. It's definitely it takes more time, not only because of the miles, but sometimes also because of the skills that you may gain. You know, some people may need more time to back or to be comfortable on the road. Yesterday we were driving through Kentucky. Well, I was driving, so I had the night shift. We picked up, today's the 12th, we picked up on the 10th, and I drove from 1 in the morning to roughly 10:30. Well, actually it was 11:30, but because of the time, the time change, you know, we gained an hour. So 10:30 in the morning, and we hit these rural highways that are like, you know, they're like not 2-lane roads. They're like full, you know, 2 lanes one way, 2 lanes the other way, with the big patch of grass in the middle. And you get to, you know, 55, 65 miles an hour, but there's like stoplights every couple miles. You gotta, you know, get that confident to get the truck up to speed, but also, you know, be ready to slow down every time you get to those lights. You know, it's not like on the highway where you can set it to cruise at 65. And I'm not gonna say forget about it, because that sounds irresponsible, but you just man the wheel and look at your surroundings. You don't have to worry about braking too much, because, you know, the truck does most of the active cruise controlling. But yeah, gaining that type of confidence and backing. Last night we pulled up into this truck stop. I'm gonna try to get a clip and probably put it in the beginning of the video. And I mean, just backing into spots, you know, like the confidence of getting as close as you can to someone else's truck, knowing that you're not going to damage it because it's on you. Well, right now it's on your on your trainer, because he's training you. He's your employer. But you know, take ownership of your actions and take responsibility of your actions. You know, that may take longer or less time for some people, but you still got to do the 30,000 miles. And when it comes to me, like, again, I'm taking the experience. I'm not rushing to get to the 30, but as soon as I get my 30, I know I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna hit the road, and I mean, other than backing in tight spots, which, I mean, it's out of my control. I mean, I gotta deal with whatever shipper or receiver I get. So and I will deal with it, and I will get that truck in there when I have to. So yeah, this video has been a little long. It's just me rambling about a lot of stuff, but just, you know, just taking it all in and talking about it. I will eventually make a video with the points. I'm probably gonna have like a clipboard in front of me, and I'm gonna read them one by one so I don't mumble a lot, or talking about how 30,000 miles doesn't mean that you're ready. And I agree with him, actually, and I want to touch on that too right now. Like I just said, when I hit my 30,000 miles, I'm ready to go. I'm waiting to hit those 30 so I can get my own truck, and you know, being like basically what I'm enjoying right now, I'm gonna be able to enjoy in perpetuity, or at least while I'm working for Prime, which I hope it's for a long time. But yes, 30,000 miles really doesn't mean that you're ready. Like, I'm probably gonna hit my 30,000 miles by, hopefully by the end of May, maybe first week of June. It's fine if it takes a little longer. Again, all experience is good experience, and I welcome it. Which brings me to my lack of experience, which is gonna be winter. I am not going to experience winter while training, and I am terrified of that. I will deal with it, and that doesn't mean that I'm going to be reckless. I'm still going to be as safe as I can be, and I will treat winter with respect, because I'm from Florida. My first real winter driving experience was when I went to Missouri for training, and I'm going to insert a video of that right here. So it was a great experience, as you can see. But no, but in honestly and in all seriousness, I'm a little concerned about winter, because not because of the expenses. Like, if I were to go lease, this is what I'm thinking about. If I were to go lease, it's all about saving money and preparing for those situations. So that's not what I'm concerned about when it comes to winter. And if I'm company, it's really not a big deal because I'm company, you know. But you know, driving on ice, putting chains on a vehicle. I've never put chains on any vehicle, so I'm constantly looking for YouTube videos when they explain how to do that and when to do that. If I shut down for a couple of days because of weather, that's okay. That's not an issue. The driving is the thing that I got to be very defensive about, and that's definitely one of the things that it's worth mentioning. I mean, just because you got your 30,000 miles doesn't mean that you're ready, and that's just, and winter is an animal of its own. I mean, in any season, just because you got your 30,000 miles doesn't mean that you're ready. You can get your 30,000 miles with a bunch of like long hauls in which you just drive and you don't get to experience a lot of shippers and receivers, a lot of areas where you gotta, you know, like back into a tight spot, stuff like that, you know. And I know that, I mean, even when I'm on my own, I'm going to be learning every day, because each shipper and each receiver and each facility is different. When it comes to maybe, you know, like it's not leveled parking, or it's like narrow gates, stuff like that. And I definitely understand. I mean, you can have hundreds of thousands of miles and maybe never deal with a particular receiver or shipper until a certain point, and be a completely new experience that you've never had before, and you have to adapt and deal with it deal with it on the spot. So and I heard about this on PSD. Like, I mean, you never really stop learning, which is why I'm fine with leaving this truck once I hit my 30,000 miles. But you have to self-analyze yourself and be not only humble, but I mean recognize if you need some more time to improve in certain things, like the backing, or again, confidence on the road, being the captain of your own ship, you know, not jerking the wheel too much when you're on the highway, or driving at night. You have to really self-analyze yourself before you step out of your trainer's truck. Obviously, I mean, it's also up to your trainer. Your trainer it's in constant communication with Prime, and I mean, they have a pretty good assessment on how you're doing and how ready you are. But you also have to have a self-evaluation before you step out of the truck. already, and I'm still honing my backing, but I have the time to hone on that. And I'm expecting to leave when I get to those 30,000 miles, but I will have my self-evaluation when I'm there. And yeah, again, guys, this is a quick update. Just, some expectations, some of my experience. I'm sorry if I ramble a lot. I'm just, just doing it on the spot, trying to keep it as real as possible. And I will make a more concise video at some point when I get my points. If you have any questions about my trainer, about the PSD process, about the TnT process, about driving at night, just hit me in the comments, guys. I'm really open. I don't mind talking finances. I'm not sure if Prime frowns upon discussing finances. They're paying me $900 a week right now, and I don't think there's any issue with talking about that. But yeah, if you have any questions, whatever I can help with, I'm really an open person. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm gonna be 30 years old and I'm just getting into this profession. There's people that are 50, 60. There's Scotty. I had to mention Scotty. He comments on my videos sometimes. There's nothing wrong with switching careers or stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions, whether you're 21 years old or 50 years old, if you're 50, there's probably other people that are more in your age range that you can contact. But it's the same process for everybody. So I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that I can. I want to thank you guys for watching if you got this far, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm actually gonna try to make a video about where I come from, because I am the Peruvian trucker, and I want to also try to appeal to my Hispanic people. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate the support so far. The trucking community has been really great. I'll catch you on the next one.